I've been reflecting and thinking about suffering recently. What is suffering? What does it mean? What does it mean to suffer? Um, so it, it seems to me that it exists. It's an experience, right? And we do this funny thing where we tie um, sort of extrinsic things to the experience. So like we'll tie me playing piano and my experience of playing piano and all the joy that I receive from it. We tie that to that the pleasure of that is the exact same as me playing the piano. That there is no separation of me receiving pleasure in my brain in my mind versus the playing of the piano. That the actual playing is synonymous with the experience of playing. Well, I find that funny. I find that sort of weird because I see myself. I could just be hooked up to a chair and being infused with the pleasure of playing the piano, and I don't see really any difference between actually playing the piano and receiving the pleasure of having played the piano. Um, so when it comes to suffering and pleasure in that matter, right? I'm a hedonist, so I think it's really just about the experience, not necessarily the extrinsic like action taking place, but the experience uh, that happens because of that action. So what what I think it kind of boils down to is um, are you experiencing something that you enjoy, that you find pleasurable? It's like you're satisfied. You say, "Ooh, this is nice. Like I like this," and that's what pleasure is. What is suffering is like, "Ooh, boo, I don't like this." That's what suffer. It's essentially what suffering is, right? And to different, and then different extrinsic actions can kind of sort of bring those emotions out. But those actions aren't inherently what's good or what's bad. It's actually just the experience uh, when you are doing those actions. Again, you could just be hooked up to a chair, being infused with these emotions. So, yeah, pleasure is what is wanted, is what is just what you desire. It's like this is nice, and then suffering is what you don't desire. It's like boo, I don't like this. That's pretty much what it is. That's how I view suffering and pleasure. Um, so now here comes another interesting part of this is I'll say suffering is bad. Suffering is just what you don't like, right? Um, Suffering is bad. And then someone says, "Well, that's not entirely true. Like someone can just desire um, to suffer. Someone can just desire suffering, and they have like sort of examples of like masochists or those who like actually like listening to like AJR or any U2 album past or any Coldplay album past Viva La Vida. Um, it's like yeah, these people desire suffering, but the fact that they desire it kind of throws away the suffering. If it, I okay, so let's imagine a couple of different people going to the gym, right? Now, one person desires to go to the gym and to suffer, right? Get as he's lifting weights, you're ripping muscles. It's not very. It's The gym isn't very fun, right? But he desires to go to the gym. Why does he desire to go to the gym? He desires to go to the gym to get healthy. So in reality, he doesn't desire the suffering of the gym. He desires some higher order pleasure of being healthy. He desires being healthy. He doesn't desire the gym. Now we have another person who um, desires he desires to go to the gym, and he desires to go to the gym for the sake of the gym. He enjoys lifting the weights. He enjoys talking to all his friends at the gym. He enjoys sweating and all the grossness that happens at the gym. He enjoys it. So you could say, oh, he desires the suffering. If he is finding pleasure at the gym, is he really suffering? If his experience is positive, if his experience at the gym, again, there's a funny thing that goes on where we tie extrinsic sort of things that you are partaking, actions, as synonymous with experience. So, yeah, he may be ripping muscles and sweating and being all gross, suffering, but is he really suffering if he's having a positive experience? Same thing with being a masochist, right? You see someone who's just, hurting themselves, causing pain, and we see that as like, oh, this person desires to suffer. But the fact that they desire it, are they really suffering? Now, here's another aspect. Is that people can be wrong about what they desire, right? So, someone like someone with eating disorder, anorexia or whatever, they can think that they ultimately desire to have, to be happy, to experience pleasure, right? But they are having these wants that conflict with their ultimate desire. That's where there can be some confusion going on in the brain, right? Now, we would just say we wouldn't say that they desire to suffer. We would just say that they are wrong about what they think will bring them happiness, right? So they see themselves in the mirror, and they see a version of themselves that they don't want to see, and then they're trying to take action to relieve that suffering, and to move towards what they desire, and then what they think will get what will get them there is just wrong. Yeah, so that's kind of my ramble, some of my thoughts about suffering. Yeah, I just think it's so weird how we tie these actions and make them synonymous with the experience, and it's not the same thing. The experience is what matters.